Reese finally made a layup. This unbelievable force is well on her way to being the best make-believe basketball player in the league. Maybe for her next trick, Angel Reese will mesmerize the crowd by magically dribbling the ball between her legs. This woman is amazing. The dozens of people in the Gateway Center Tuesday night, which is about the size of an above-ground swimming pool in your backyard, the dozens of people who paid pesos to watch the slow-motion action that can only be found in the WNBA, they were on their feet Tuesday night, making their way towards the exit, and before they left, they showed their appreciation for the athletic prowess of Angel Reese by damn near booing her out of the building. Now, to her credit, Angel Reese, she decided to lean into it. She is once again embracing her role as the ultimate villain, which is a hell of a lot better than the role that she was playing during her rookie season, which was the ultimate victim. This is a brilliant marketing strategy by Angel Reese. Basketball, more than any other sport, it is heavily reliant on star players. Those star players, they are essentially characters. Basketball is similar to the WWE, outside of hardcore fans, which consist of grown men who hide boogers in their beards. No one cares about the actual wrestling in WWE. The orchestrated combat, it has never been the real draw, the real attraction. The vast majority of the audience, they tune in for the storylines. The simulated combat, it is basically the backdrop to the storylines. It's the same thing in the WNBA dump. Like the WWE, the WNBA has a hardcore fan base, or as I prefer to call them, the mainstream media. The WNBA has a hardcore fan base that is mesmerized by pretend basketball. But for the mainstream audience, it is hard to maintain their interest based on basketball alone. Whether it's fair or not, the WNBA will always be compared to the NBA, and they will never match the skill, the athleticism that we see in the NBA, especially during the playoffs. So the WNBA has to rely on drama. They have to rely on storylines to generate interest, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Every good story needs a good guy and a bad guy, a protagonist and an antagonist, a hero, I can be your hero, baby, and a villain. For the vast majority of America, Caitlin Clark has played the role of the hero, although some of the polish seems to be melting off of the Great White Hope. We will be talking about that later today on the second channel. Link is in the description below. Also, make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. Over the last couple of years, Caitlin Clark has been the hero, and Angel Reese, to her credit, she has been trying to play the role of the villain. Tuesday night in Dallas, Angel Reese collected a rebound and put back an easy layup against the Wankers. Well, for the average basketball player, this was an easy layup. For Angel Reese, the degree of difficulty on this layup, it was the equivalent to a bald man trying to spike his hair by sticking his finger in an electric ass. As you saw in the clip, Angel Reese, she taunted one of the Dallas Wankers by claiming that they were too small to defend this unbelievable offensive force. You can't guard me! I'm the matriarch of me-bounds! The truth is, the WNBA desperately needs Angel Reese to be the villain. Outside of Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese is the only player in this league that is capable of generating mainstream interest. Now, of course, The interest that she generates is tough to monetize. They are having a hard time monetizing this turd because Angel Reese doesn't draw ratings, and she damn sure doesn't sell tickets. Uncle Casey, that's not true. The Atlanta Dreamers sold out of their season tickets. Angel Reese has proven to be a huge draw. The Atlanta Dreamers play in an arena that holds 3,000 people. You can dispute this all you want, but it's not my opinion. I am basing this off of the message that the WNBA sent Tuesday night when they buried this supposed high-profile matchup behind a paywall. If you were to believe the media, Angel Reese and Paige Buckner. But my name's Paige Beckers.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
If you were to believe the mainstream media, Angel Reese and Paige Beckers are the biggest stars in the WNBA. Now, with a matchup of this magnitude, you would think networks would be begging to broadcast this must-see TV. Instead, the networks told the Dreamers and the Wankers to get off my TV. The game was buried behind a paywall on WNBA League Pass. To make matters worse, they failed to sell out an arena that's the size of the local comedy club in Gay, Georgia. The Gateway Center holds 7,000 people. Remember a couple of weeks ago when the media was bragging about Paige Beckers being a major draw in Dallas? This is incredible! Ticket sales for the Dallas Wankers are up 220%! Woo! Yes, yes, yes! Translation: the Dallas Wankers went from selling nothing to almost nothing. Last night, Tuesday night, 6,200 people in Dallas, which has a metro population of almost 8 million. 6,200 people paid Ethiopian breadcrumbs to see Angel Reese versus Paige Beckers. Now, according to my calculations, that's around 88% capacity. Now, again, to her credit, Angel Reese tried to put on a show. She embraced her role as the villain. But in order to be a villain, you have got to be believable. And it's hard to take Angel Reese seriously when she continues to play like this. Watch it for yourself.
You're just running over people now, huh? Drive! Look at her! Clear out! Nobody guarding her! Nobody guarding her! They're letting her shoot! Give it back to her! We're all watching because of her, too, you know! Gotta work 5, it's time to feel alive! Oh, watch your backside! Oh, Jimmy Jab! Drive to the hoop! No, not the scoopity poopity shot! Cream will give me butter pecan! Burn! Me dribbles, me shots, me fouls, me complaints! From the same game! Here we go with the hip fire from underneath the basket again! Blocked! Meebo! Shot clock violation!
I don't know who that is providing the voiceover. I wish I knew who it was so I could give him credit because his commentary, it really enhanced the level of comedy that Angel Reese was trying to provide. Those 6,200 people, they were not paying to see a basketball game. They were paying to see a comedy show. Now, Angel Reese defenders, they will claim, this is so unfair. You're always taking bad plays and magnifying them. No other professional athlete is treated this way. It would be one thing if people were putting together compilations of Angel Reese and her comedy of errors over the course of the regular season, or over a few weeks, or even a few days. But every time I see compilations like this, the unathletic bloopers, they are all coming from one game. The reason other players aren't criticized or made fun of like this is because they don't provide the bloopers. Other players aren't hitting the bottom of the backboard. Other players aren't airballing helicopter layups. Other players aren't providing their opponents with a nice breeze from the net as they airball multiple shots consecutively. With the future of Caitlin Clark uncertain because of her struggles to stay healthy, the WNBA desperately needs Angel Reese to step up. For years, they have tried to push AJ Wilson as the face of the league. This woman is the best basketball player in the world. Yeah, Asia Wilson is a great player. Probably the best player in the WNBA. But this is not the NBA, where being a top star on the court is enough to generate interest. They have begged people to accept AJ Wilson. No one cares. They are trying to do the same with Paige Beckers. No one cares. Angel Reese is a magnet for controversy. Angel Reese is really good at generating heat. But in order to be a villain, you have got to be believable. You have to be perceived as a legitimate threat. Reggie Miller was a great villain in New York City. Why? Because everyone in Madison Square Garden knew Reggie Miller could kick your ass. And while he was kicking your ass, he was going to talk shit and let you know how bad he was bruising your caboose. Isaiah Thomas, the Detroit Pistons, some of the best villains in the history of the NBA. Isaiah Thomas was so good at being the villain, people are still talking about it 40 years later. 15 years ago, LeBron James, he was the most hated player in the NBA. When he put together that doofus ceremony to announce that he was leaving Cleveland, the self-proclaimed king is leaving the mistake by the lake, and I'm taking my crown down to South Beach. All hail the Burger King. After he put together that ridiculous ceremony, LeBron James had a heel run in Miami, and NBA ratings were the highest they had been since the 90s. LeBron James was selling out arenas across the country because people were paying, hoping to see him lose. Now, the difference between those villains and Angel Reese, they were believable. At any moment, they could take over the game. Does anyone really believe Angel Reese is capable of doing that? Does anyone really believe that opponents fear the abilities of Angel Reese? The problem with Angel Reese being the villain, she needs another star to carry the load on the court. She's more of a Draymond Green, Dennis Rodman. Whether or not the Atlanta Dreamers have a player capable of doing that, I don't know, because like most everyone else, Uncle KC doesn't recognize a single face on the Atlanta Dreamers roster. Sound off in the comments below. I'll see you guys later.